Y'all thought y'all had a franchise quarterback. Y'all really thought y'all had a franchise quarterback. Man, man. I tried to tell you. What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic. And today we're going to talk some football, Houston Texans football. The Houston Texans fall to the Chicago Bears 23-20. We got to see some good things. We also got to see some horrific things. So we're going to talk about, we're going to break it down. Before we get in there, like I've been telling you before, if you're liking the content, make sure you're liking the channel. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Make sure you comment on all the videos. Make sure you're sharing all the videos on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat. Any type of social media platform you use, make sure you share them same social media platforms. Also, follow me on social media as well. The link in the description below. We're giving away 30 days free Amazon Prime. So if you don't have Amazon Prime, you're tripping. Hit that link. The link's in the description. You get you a free 30 days if you sign up. The free 30 days of Amazon Prime. Also, my social media is in there as well. You follow me on social media. Also, like I say, let's get this channel growing and growing and growing. Like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate all what y'all do. So definitely make sure y'all help me get this channel growing and growing. Now, let's talk about, we're going to break it down. So the Houston Texans fall the second time. So now they fall to 0-2-1 because of the tie. They fall to the Chicago Bears 23-20. Davis Mills was 20 of 32 for 62.5 completion percentage with 245 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. We're going to talk about both of those picks. Was sacked only 1 time, had a quarterback rating of 70.8. Damian Pierce, 20 rushes, had 80 yards, averaging 4 yards per attempt. Got his first career touchdown, but also fumbled the ball twice. Even though we didn't lose neither one of the fumbles, but he put the ball on the ground twice. We're gonna talk about it. Chris Moore was targeted 3 times, had 3 receptions for 63 yards. Nico was targeted 4 times, had 2 receptions for 41 yards. Farrell Brown was targeted 4 times for 3 catches for 31 yards. Jordan Akins is back, was targeted 4 times as well for 3 catches and 31 yards. Brandon Cooks was targeted 7 times today. 7 times, had 2 catches for 22 yards. We're gonna actually talk about those targets. Probably the story of the day of the game is Jalen Petrie getting his first career interception. He got 2 of those. I'm saying that goes into what Justin Fields did. Justin Fields had 8 completions off of 17 attempts for 47 completion percentage. Only had 106 yards, no touchdowns, had 2 picks, like I just said, to Jalen Petrie, and a quarterback rating of 27.7. Wichita got knocked out the game. Montgomery got knocked out the game early on, and Herbert came in with 20 rushes, 157 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, we just could not stop the run. I mean, the story of the game is really very simple. We couldn't stop the run. I think they had over 100 rushing yards in the first quarter as a team. I think they definitely finished with over 200 rushing yards for the game as a team, as a collective. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Justin Fields had some yards rushing as well. Justin Fields had 47 yards rushing, had a big 29-yard scamper. Like I said, the story of the game defensively is that you weren't able to stop the run, even though Jalen Petrie was able to get his first career pick and got 2 of them. But the Texans weren't able to convert any of the picks and the points. Like I said, Jalen Petrie caught 2 interceptions. The very first one went, the Texans drove it down, and Davis Mills, he threw a pick. Davis Mills turned around and gave the pick right back. Like I said, he was targeting Brandon Cooks 7 times. He threw into Brandon Cooks when Brandon Cooks was in triple coverage. He had a guy covering him. He had a safety behind him. And I think it was a linebacker or another safety on the opposite side. So in a window would be triple coverage, which, like I said, the defender that was right on Brandon Cooks swatted the ball. The ball popped up in there, and the safety was able to catch the pick in the back of the end zone. Once again, just like last week, he had Nico Collins on this corner one-on-one, and he never looked at him. Never, ever looked at him. Never looked at him, never glanced. He just stared down on Brandon Cooks, and he did it again on another play I forgot, I think it was like a 3rd down, if I'm not mistaken, where he overthrows Brandon Cooks like very, very high. And Brandon Cooks almost catches it, but he jumps up, he almost catches it, but again, it was in triple coverage. But he just stares down Brandon Cooks. It's not good. He doesn't go through his progressions. I know there's one play that he threw to the sideline where he didn't have his feet balanced, and he like kind of just threw everything up in the air, and the ball just sailed over, and then he ended up throwing the exact same pass on the opposite side to Philip Dorsett, and Philip Dorsett was able to make a catch. because his feet was planted. This time he stood his ground, his feet planted. I've been saying like he has horrible mechanics. He doesn't throw with it. He uses mostly his arm, doesn't use his hips, doesn't use his feet, and like I said, he doesn't scan the field. He goes after Brandon Cooks. That's all he does. He goes after Brandon Cooks, and I think we need to start also giving a lot of blame to I almost called him Tim Kelly, but Pep Hamilton. Are we sure that Pep Hamilton's last name ain't Kelly? Are we sure that he ain't adopted, and that's how he got the name Hamilton? Because I think his name should be Pep Kelly or Pep O'Brien, because nothing is different from the offense. Actually, the offense might be worse. Now, I don't know. I would say the caveat to that is that maybe because you have Davis Mills pulling the trigger, but even still, when we had Brock Osweiler, when we had Ryan Mallett, when we had what's the name? Brian Hoyer and George Godsey and Bill O'Brien was calling these plays, they looked it different. You know what I'm saying? It was still bad play calling, but it still was better than what we seen. So it's a combination, I think, of both a combination of both Pep Hamilton and Davis Mills. The lack of, because Davis Mills, I've yet for someone to tell me what they have seen in Davis Mills that is proven for him to get all this fanfare. Like I've been saying, it seems like the fans act more like Davis Mills is the franchise guy than the organization does themselves. They don't go out there and give him any weapons, and they don't do anything as far as like play calling as well. And he's not showing anything. We have been outscored 31-0 in the fourth quarter. When the fourth quarter popped up, he's had 75 yards in 2 fourth quarters. 2 combined 4 quarters, he had 75 yards. And I don't know what he did today. I don't know exactly what the fourth quarter numbers were today, but I know after today, they've been outscored 31-0 in the fourth quarter. Not able to put up any points. When that fourth quarter comes up, they can't put up no points. When that fourth quarter come up, they can't put up no points. None whatsoever. They can put up no points in the fourth quarter. As soon as that fourth quarter come up, they can't put up no points. Can't put up no points at all. None whatsoever. None. And when we're on a game possible winning drive, he throws a pick. Now we gotta give Dameon Pierce his slack too. You put the ball on the ground, put the ball on the ground twice. Now, luckily on both fronts, the Texans were able to recover both fumbles. But you can't do that, bro. You cannot put the ball on the ground, especially as a rookie. You already getting limited carries because of Rex Burkhead for some reason in game 1. We able to see you get 15 carries last week, and they decided to give you the ball a little bit more because this was the worst rushing defense in the NFL going into today's game. The Texans, I think, were third to last. I think it was we're 30th. I think the Titans were 31st, and I think the Chicago Bears were 32nd. After today's game, we're going to be 31st. I mean, we're going to be 32nd after today's game, after all the rushing yards we give up in today's game, which is something we definitely got fixed from a rushing standpoint. But you lose to a quarterback that only threw for 100-some yards, a complete percentage of 47, and had a quarterback rating of 20. I think it's 27, 25. What was Justin Fields? Justin Fields' quarterback rating was 27.7. He threw for 47.1 completion percentage. He only completed 8 passes. He completed less than 10 passes. Only attempted 17, completed less than 10 passes. And that's who you lose to. Now, like I said, you gave up over 200 yards rushing. Like I said, that's something the defense has to fix, is the interior rush. That we cannot stop the run. We just can't stop the run whatsoever. But there's no reason why you should be losing games like this. Just like last week, we lost to Russell Wilson, who threw for under 4. I think it was 45 completion percentage, and a quarterback rating of 60 something. And if I'm not mistaken, when we tied against the Colts, Matt Ryan had a quarterback rating in the 60s. Like, we're able to stop the quarterbacks, the opposing quarterbacks. The opposing quarterbacks have yet to have good games against us. We have yet to allow good. I know that technically Wichita threw for over 300 yards, Matt Ryan, but that was a game that went to overtime, and they were down 20-3 going to the fourth quarter, which means they're going to throw the football all over the yard. But we're able to hold off the pass, and we're able to make quarterbacks have bad completion percentage and bad quarterback ratings. So we're doing the job from a secondary standpoint. Like I say, the most time when they find holes in the team, it be through be during zones, and they find the mismatch with the linebackers, mostly Christian Kersey. That's mostly the person who they find slipping. They able to find holes in the zones under Christian Kersey and things like that. So that's normally where they find their passing lanes. Is right there. But other than that, the defense from a passing standpoint is able to stop the pass. Like I just said, we came into today's game as the 30th team in rushing defense. I'm pretty sure we're going to lead today's game with the worst rushing defense in the NFL as the performance we gave up today. But you have to be able to do something offensively. There's no way that you cannot continue to do things offensively. Like you have to, and then like when Petrie got the second interception, we went on 3-and-out. Was it 3-and-out? I know we didn't get anything. Was it 3-0? I'm not mistaken. I think that's when Davis Mills got his first sack. Because Jalen Petrie's last interception should have been the interception that won the game. But you could not do anything offensively. So even when Jalen Petrie, because people been talking about, I heard a whole bunch of smack about both Jalen Petrie and Darius Stingley. About, oh man, they're not playing good. All the hype was the 3rd overall pick. All this hype they've been talking. I heard a lot of trash talking from a lot of people saying they ain't playing good when obviously you haven't been watching the tape because they actually been playing damn good. Yes, Stingley got tested last week against Cortland Sutton, and yes, Cortland Sutton got the best of him a couple times, but also Stingley came back right along with him and fought back with it. So I'm not tripping off that. I'm not tripping off that at all. But to sit up here and say that that they've been playing bad or been playing lackluster, it's false. It's false. Completely false, because that's not the case. That's not been the case at all. They've been playing very well. So that's just misinformed information. That's just misinformed information, because if you look at how the quarterbacks are fared so far, they have not been playing good. But your offense is not able to do anything, even when they're able to give you turnovers. Like I said, Petrie gives you two picks. You turn around, you give one back in the end zone because you don't look at Nico at all. You staring down Brandon Cooks, and then the next time you can't drive. And then, like I said, back to Dameon Pierce. I'm very high on Dameon Pierce. I like the way Dameon Pierce runs, but Dameon Pierce, you have to keep the ball off the turf. You keep putting the ball on the turf, you're gonna sit your ass down. You're gonna sit your ass down. If you keep putting the ball on the turf, you're gonna sit your ass down. Speaking of people need to sit their ass down, Farrell Brown. I'm so sick and tired. Farrell Brown does nothing all game. He catches one big play, one decent play for. Let me see exactly what the yards was before I talk. Let's see exactly what the yards was on that Farrell Brown play. Okay. It was a 30-yard because he caught three passes for 31 yards, and his longest was 30. So yeah, so that means you actually did. Yeah, because you had a lot of screens. He did. So he catches a good 30-yard pass. All right, cool. The game is tied 20-20. He catches it and gets the first down. He's in the hopping and do. Stop that! Sit your ass down somewhere, man. Sit down. You play like hot butter garbage all year long. You make one big play. You come on. Stop. That irritates me so much. That irritates me, just like when the receiver drops a pass and the corner was nowhere near about to make the play, and the receiver dropped the pass and he's getting up there, no fly zone. Those two things irks my nerves so much when I see people playing so bad and they get up and doing all this. You ain't did nothing all game, or you want to hop and jump. I can see if you make the game win a touchdown. Or the game time touchdown, I can see that. Like okay, that's different. You had no reason to be doing that. Get your butt in there and let's get this win first. Before you want to get the hopping and jumping and flipping and skipping. Like, come on now. Come on. I can't stand that. But back to what I was saying about Dameon Pierce. You got to keep the ball off the ground. Luckily, it didn't hurt you it hurt the team as far as losing possession, because they gained possession. If I'm not mistaken, I think on the first one is how the Texans ended up scoring on that drive to Jordan Akins. But you gotta keep the ball off the ground, bro. You do. I like Dameon Pierce. I want Dameon Pierce to do good. I want him to be the leading rusher on the team. I wouldn't mind having the Dameon Pierce jersey, but you can't put the ball on the ground. You're not good enough to put the ball on the ground. Like, I know AP was different. AP was a different beast. So he put the ball on the ground. People weren't tripping because AP was different. So he could put the ball on the ground because AP was different. You ain't different like that to be putting the ball on the ground. Not yet. Now maybe you possibly could be, but you ain't got to that point yet, so you can't be putting the ball on the ground. Like that's one thing. That's one good thing that Lamar Miller did. He was a good ball carrier. Lamar Miller never fumbled the football. He never put the ball on the ground. I don't remember if he ever had a career fumble with the Texans. I'm pretty sure he has, but I just can't think about it. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. At least not nothing that was significant that cost us anything. So maybe this would be a footnote as far as we won't see this happen anymore. Maybe this would be a footnote in the future that okay, he had a game where he had some fumbles, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Arian Foster did before. Same thing with Dominique Davis. They had games early on in their career where they had a little fumbling problem and they got cleared up. Actually Arian Foster did his rookie year back in 2009. He did have some games where he fumbled the football a lot, but then in 2010 when he was illegal in Russia, those became non-existent. I know he had some fumbles later on, but Arian Foster became Arian Foster before the fumble started coming back. So you still have time to clear it up, and the team does have to put trust in you that they can trust you, but you have to be able to allow them to let them know that they can trust you by not putting the football on the ground. So you can't put the football on the ground. And then also Davis Mills cannot turn the ball over on what's supposed to be a game-winning or game-time drive. Like, you cannot do that. Davis Mills cost the Texans the game. Point blank, like when the ball was in his hands, he's supposed to be the franchise quarterback, right? Supposed to be the guy supposed to be the franchise quarterback. That's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be the franchise quarterback. If he's supposed to be a franchise quarterback, he's had every opportunity this season so far to be proven the franchise guy. And I said I was going to give him to the bye week. I know what I said. I know what I said because I said it. The reason why it is what it is right now is because he's been given every opportunity already and it's failed. You're up 20-3. Then the team start coming back. You get the ball back. You get the ball. You have 20-3. They kick a field goal. You have 26. You fumble. Okay, boom. It's 20-17 or 20-13. You got the ball. You don't get it. Then you get the ball back before it goes overtime. You still don't do anything. You get the ball twice in overtime and can't do anything with it. Had a chance to win the game. Last week had a chance to have a game-winning drive. Came up short. This week had a chance to tie or win the game. And what did you do? You threw an interception to cause game. That's 3 weeks in a row. In the fourth quarter, you done absolutely nothing and was given multiple opportunities. Even your defense in this game right here gave you the ball, an extra possession by turning the ball over, and you still able to do nothing with it. Stop playing with everybody. Everybody, y'all need to stop playing. Y'all know Davis Mills is not it. Y'all know it's not it. Y'all definitely know it's not it. Especially after what I watched yesterday in college football, seeing what Hendon Hooker did with Tennessee, seeing what CJ was doing out there at Ohio State. Everybody know about Bryce Young at Bama. Wise keeps talking about McCarter out of Coastal Carolina. Seeing what these other quarterbacks out there doing in college football yesterday. Yesterday was a good day for college football for quarterbacks. If you were interested in the quarterback, yesterday was a good day of watching college football because it was all on display. And then you turn around, you put this on Sunday, and you know it's time to move on. It's damn sure time to move on. The clock is ticking. Davis Mills' days is numbered as a Houston Texans starting quarterback. It's a rapper snapper. It's a rapper dapper snapper. It's a rapper dapper snapper. It's time to go ahead and get a quarterback. Like, subscribe if you haven't, comment below. If you haven't, click that bell, get more videos. I holla.